Hey, welcome back to Power Without Pressure, the weekly live series that helps high performing executives save 10 hours a week, make time for their gym, for their health, for their family, and yourself, especially without you feeling guilty about it and without you feeling like you're falling behind at work. I'm Mira, I'm an executive coach for burnt out leaders and a former auditor at a big four. Someone who knows or who experienced what it feels like to push through when your body is already waving a red flag. And today I want to talk about not about productivity hacks or not about just say no more often. We are talking about what happens when you are recovering from burnout and you're terrified that taking one step forward will send you four steps back. If that sounds familiar, stay with me today in this live. I had a client recently say something to me and that stick with me. She said there's a fear that if I take even this much stretch, it will take me four steps back. And I'm at a place where my recovery has been at a stage where it's also fragile. And it is a fragile recovery. I want you to think about that for a second, because if you are in that place right now, I want you to know s- I want you to know that the fact that you are protecting your recovery is not weakness. It is knowledge, it is wisdom. And a lot of high performers who burnt out don't just rest and recover, they swing to the other extreme. They protect so hard, they stop moving entirely. They feel stuck. And then they start to feel stagnant all the time, like they've lost themselves. And the guilt of doing enough starts to creep back in. And this is a trap. It is like rest too hard, guilt will show up, push too hard, the body shuts down. So, what do you actually do when you're somewhere in the middle, trying to move forward without blowing yourself up? That's what we are talking about today. Most high performers believe that progress looks like momentum, like a straight line going up, like increasing output, increasing capacity, increasing everything. Burnout recovery doesn't work like that. It doesn't work like that. Neither does sustainable success. The belief that I have to build fast or I will fall behind is the same belief that burned you out in the first place. If that belief is still running in your system, still running in the background, no amount of recovery will stick because your nervous system is still operating in survival mode, still calculating, am I safe? Am I enough? Or am I moving fast enough? The shift isn't about doing less or doing more, it's about changing what progress actually means to you. Progress in recovery doesn't look like output. It looks like trust, trust in your body, trust that you can take one small step and be okay with it. And that trust, it's built with one micro action at a time, one baby step at a time, not a massive leap, not going from 0 to 100. It is about creating a sustainable growth until you see the compound effect of being at a percentage that feels sustainable for you. That's why I want to give you in this life five shifts to take away from today. The shift one is fragile is not a problem to fix, it's an information. When something feels fragile, the instinct is to protect it completely. Do not touch it, do not move it. But fragile doesn't mean broken. It means sensitive. It means the system is recalibrating. Your nervous system after burnout is like a muscle that's been overstretched and it doesn't need to be kept perfectly still forever. On that way, it will not recover. It needs gentle, intentional movement and that consistently. Fragile is not a stop sign, it is a go slowly sign. The shift two is fear of going backward is not the same as actually going backward. The fear that one stretch will undo everything is a thought, it's a belief, it feels like a fact, but it's not. Here's what actually is true: your recovery is yours, it lives in you. One meeting, one project, one hard conversation doesn't erase months of healing. Fear is your nervous system doing its job. It's trying to protect you, but it's not always accurate about what's actually dangerous. And leaning to notice the fear without automatically obeying it, that's one of the biggest skill you can build right now. And that is the biggest skill you need to build after or while or after your burnout recovery, so you can create a sustainable health, sustainable growth from now on. Shift three is you don't need to test your limits to make progress. High performers are so used to finding the edge and pushing past it. That's what got them to the top. But in recovery, the edge is not the goal. The goal is to stay regulated, to move within your window of tolerance and slowly over time expand it. One email instead of 10, one boundary instead of full boundary system, one honest conversation instead of complete restructure. Small and sustainable will bring you faster forward than moving at a pace from going 0 to 100 and then collapsing. And I will say it, put my hand on fire that small and sustainable habits and steps beats fast and collapsed every time. And shift number four is stillness can be survival mode that is stillness can be survival mode that is hidden in a disguise. This is this is something no one really talks about. Some people rest and genuinely restore their nervous system, resets, and they come back clearer. And some people rest, but the stillness is actually freeze. They are not restoring, they are avoiding because moving feels too dangerous. If you've been resting for a while and you still feel afraid to take any step forward, that might not be recovery. That might be your nervous system stuck in protection mode. And that is not your fault, but it is worth noticing. The question to ask yourself is, does resting feel good, or does it feel like the only safe option? Last but not least, you are allowed to move forward at your own pace and still call it moving forward. There's no rules that says progress has to look a certain way or happens at a certain speed. You are not behind, you are not slow, you are rebuilding something real, something sustainable from the ground up. And that takes time, and that is okay. The executors I work with who create the most lasting change are the ones who are taking baby steps, and they're not the ones who push through the hardest through recovery. They're the ones who learn to trust the process and take one aligned step at a time. And that is power without pressure. And there is not no ambition, not no action. That is actually pressure free progress that doesn't cost you your health to make it. And here is what I want you to take away from today's life. If you're in fragile recovery right now, you don't have to choose between protecting yourself or moving forward. Those two things can live together. And that is about creating this sustainable life for you. Protect your energy and take one small step. Honor your limits and stretch them gently. Rest when you need to, and also notice when rest is becoming a wall you are hiding behind. You are not as fragile as the fear makes you feel, and you are not as fast behind as your mind tells you you are. You are exactly where you need to be, and the next step is it doesn't have to be big, it just has to be honest. If this resonates with you, I want you to do this. This is exactly the kind of work we do together inside my program. My one on one program, the Reline Method, helps High performing executives save 10 hours a week, set better boundaries that actually stick, and create more time for family, for their health, for themselves without you feeling guilt for it and without you feeling like you're falling behind at work. But more than that, we work on the nervous system piece and the fear piece, the why can't I just move forward piece, because surface level tips don't work when your body still feels like it's in danger. We go deeper than that, and here is why I don't want you to wait on this. The longer you stay in this cycle, protecting so hard that you can't move and you feel stuck, the more the gap between where you want to be and where you are right now starts to feel impossible for you to reach. And it's actually not. But the longer you wait, the heavier it gets. The tools I teach, you will use the same day we talk about them. That's how it works. If this is speaking to you, if this feeling like, yes, it's me, I want you to DM me ready, and I will send you the link to book a call with me right now. And we will figure out exactly where you're stuck and map out your first three steps together. It takes only 2 minutes to book a call. Don't wait. I see you next week. Take care of yourself.